It's the biggest date in the Chinese calendar, Lunar New Year. Enter the horse, exit the snake. In the Chinese zodiac, the horse symbolizes independence, charisma, movement and confidence. The year of the horse is known as one of the most energetic cycles, and it combines the fire element with the horse zodiac sign. That's particularly auspicious, only happens once every 60 years. People born in horse years are described as energetic, adventurous and freedom-loving. The common greeting you hear is success the moment the horse arrives. So will the year of the horse bring success for the Chinese economy? A breakdown of China's 2025 economic performance shows that the economy continues to run at 2 speeds, with supply well ahead of demand. Exports are galloping ahead, while domestic demand is merely plodding along. In the short term, Chinese officials are hoping this year's extra-long Chinese New Year holiday will provide a boost to the country's economy, where increasing domestic spending has been identified as a key priority for the year ahead. The official Lunar New Year holiday will be 9 days this year, rather than the typical 8, giving people a longer break to spend their holiday hongbao, that's the red packets of cash given to relatives during the festive period. The government expects a record 9.5 billion passenger trips to be made across China during the 40-day Spring Festival period, up from 9 billion trips last year. Hundreds of millions of people are crisscrossing the country to make what is often their only trip home to see their families for the Chinese New Year celebrations. Fittingly for the Year of the Horse, Chinese exports are galloping ahead. Economic growth is propped up by selling goods to other countries. China reported its first ever $1 trillion trade surplus in 2025. But such an overwhelming trade imbalance risks a one-dimensional economy, and one that ignores domestic consumption. As far as domestic demand goes, the horse is still clip-clopping its way. The challenge on a macro level is to get people spending their savings. China's economy still suffers from Chinese households saving an unusually large share of their income, around a third. The 15th five-year plan, which will be unveiled in March at the National People's Congress, includes a goal of boosting household consumption as a share of gross domestic product, and positioning domestic demand as the primary engine of growth. But consumer confidence continues to sag, and lingering concerns over the property market means investors have tended to shy away from consumer sectors. So property continues to weigh. There are reports that the borrowing limits on property developers, known as the 3 red lines, have been done away with, bringing an apparent end to rules that enforced aggressive deleveraging in China's property market. There are small signs of recovery in the Tier 1 cities, but organizations such as S&P Global Ratings predict nationwide primary property sales will fall by 10 to 14% in 2026. That's a sharper drop than previously estimated, due to a persistent supply glut. With property struggling, China's going to have to really push to shift capital up the technology value chain and make manufacturing and innovation the engine of economic growth in this horse year. The government forecasts economic growth of around 4.5% this year, which is a little bit lower than last year's 5%. This could mean a keen focus on robotics. China wants to become a leader in artificial intelligence, but crucially it wants to use that AI in high-end manufacturing. The Communist Party sees embodied AI, which is AI-powered robots, as a critical national priority to maintain its global manufacturing superiority and address domestic labour shortages. Other tech buzzwords we'll hear a lot of in the horse year are aerospace, quantum computing and renewable energy. The first major visitor in the Year of the Horse will be German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, who'll be accompanied by a sizable business delegation. It's his first visit since taking office. And over the past year, German political leaders, central bankers, business associations and trade unions have begun talking openly about the risks of intensifying industrial competition with China. They're afraid of a new China shock. The course that Merz takes and the reaction to his visit will set the tone for Europe-China ties over the horse year. The US and China are expected to maintain a fragile truce until Donald Trump's expected meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping in April. Beijing will continue to rebalance towards emerging markets and reduce its relative reliance on US consumers. And for its part, the US will keep diversifying its overall supply chains. Geopolitical tensions and global trade dynamics remain uneven. Now, Chinese New Year is famous for its homophone puns. These are a tradition in Chinese culture where words with similar sounds are used for luck. Draco Malfoy, one of Harry Potter's most recognizable villains, has become an unlikely Lunar New Year icon across China. In Mandarin, Malfoy's name is translated as Ma or Fu. The first character means horse, while the final character, Fu, means fortune or blessing, a powerful symbol sound across Lunar New Year celebrations. His picture is being stuck on people's fridges as a luck bringer. My personal favourite is the sad horse. This incredibly sympathetic plushie is part of the ugly cute trend, popularised by characters such as the toothy Labubu monsters. The sad horse resonates among young workers, often characterised as corporate slaves, who are feeling the burnout of high-pressure jobs. The horse began as a manufacturing blunder in a Yiwu factory, where a worker accidentally sewed a horse plushie's smile upside down, creating a sad frown. Young people said they found the horse's resentful and helpless face relatable to their own work-life fatigue. They are tired of 996 culture, the expectation that you'll work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. Sad horse joins a growing list of cultural symbols, from lying flat to memes about burnout, that reflect a generation questioning the value of relentless work. The year of the horse will bring smiles and frowns. Whether the economy gallops ahead like a thoroughbred, or one that looks more like the sad horse plushie, may hinge on how boldly Beijing tackles its economic challenges.